Hello, leaders. Hey, this is Paul Grau, and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges, the daily show that equips leaders and their teams to reach their greatest potential. This show is sponsored by the CLC team, and they provide team coaching and training, an online membership community for leaders, and a brand new mastermind group that you can join right now for the very special founder's price of only $200 a month. And that offer is available only till May 1st. And that includes the membership group as well, which will give you 4 additional live calls every month. I will guarantee you're not going to find a better deal out there for leaders who want to continuously grow and learn. Find out more about them at clcteam.com. Hey, hope you're doing great today. And today, I want to talk about the importance of thinking. And I'm talking about consistent, scheduled, purposeful thinking. So let me ask you, do you have specific time blocked off on your calendar just to think? You heard me right. Basically, I'm asking you if you have an appointment on your calendar to think. Now, if this sounds a bit strange, it's actually far from being a new concept and something that great leaders and successful people continue to do today. There's just something about having a time set aside to just sit back and think. I mean, it energizes you and it kind of just allows your mind to go wherever it wants to go. Some of the best ideas that I've come up with in my life is when I have been in my quiet times and thinking times. If you think about it, we seem to have everything under the sun on our calendars throughout the year, except for time to think. And thinking time should be a priority for all of us. One of the best books on the topic of the power of thinking is James Allen's As a Man Thinketh. And in the foreword of that book, Allen says the purpose is to stimulate men and women to the discovery and perception of the truth that they themselves are makers of themselves by virtue of the thoughts which they choose and encourage. Did you catch that? We are basically makers of ourselves by the thoughts that we choose and encourage to have. Allen continues in the first chapter by saying that every act of a person springs from their thoughts. I mean, just think about that. Every act that we do springs from our thoughts and what we're thinking about. Now, you've heard me say it before that most of our everyday thoughts and decisions are basically automatic, like we are going through life on autopilot. And that is not always a good thing. By scheduling time into your schedule just to think, we purposely cause ourselves to use our conscious mind and break away from the autopilot mode that we get caught up in. When it comes right down to it, we need to think a lot more often than we actually do. We need to think creatively to keep up with the times. We need to think about what will happen throughout our day and how we will respond. We need to learn how to think so we can have more of an impact on the outcome of our future. Some of the most successful people in our world today are purposeful about scheduling in time to think. Some even schedule a whole week just to be alone without any distractions, just to think. Now, I don't think many of us can drop everything that we're doing just to go off the grid to think. But I do think that we can all begin to schedule some time into our schedule to think, even if it's 15 minutes a day. Now, I prefer to have my thinking time first thing in the morning. I usually begin the day with prayer and reading the good book, and then I just think about all the things that are on my schedule for the day. And I try to visualize myself getting it all completed. I also visualize conversations that I'm going to have with specific people throughout the day. And I think about what questions that I can ask my clients to stretch them to think for themselves. So, what about you? How do you think scheduling time to think will benefit you? What does that even look like for you? What will you think about? What will you visualize yourself doing and or achieving for the day? Today's challenge is to schedule in at least 15 minutes just to think. 15 minutes without any distractions to just think about what is ahead and how you will carry through on things to come. Think about how your actions will deliberately inch your way towards completing your goals and jot down your thoughts as best you can. In our never ending world of busyness, sometimes we need to force ourselves to pause and think. And it may just change our lives for the better. Hey, don't forget about the special founders price for the current mastermind group for everyone who signs up before May 1st. And that price includes membership into the current membership community for leaders as well. And that includes 4 additional live Zoom calls every month. That's a total of 8 live Zoom calls every month. And you have the opportunity to shape how the mastermind and membership will grow. For more info and or to sign up, please visit clcteam.com and click on the mastermind tab at the top. Or you can just click on the link in today's show notes. Hey, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thank you for listening. Please join us again tomorrow. Until then, run to your challenges.